Streaming Geek Meet here. I am Jerry the Geek. This video we're going to talk about my monthly watches, everything I watched in the month of July. But before we dive into that, if you like physical media, 4Ks, Blu-rays, even DVDs, home theater, just movies in general, please check out my other videos on my channel because I do these monthly watches, monthly updates, collection updates, discussions, reviews, unboxings. Check that stuff out. Hit the like button, subscribe, turn your bell notifications on, and always feel free to comment below. Let me know what you think. So for the movies I've been watching, I know in a month of June I did a animated themed month, but I've had so many animated movies, so I continued and I did that again for the month of July. Now, before getting into the animated ones, I'll do a couple movies that we actually watched that weren't animated, but I threw in. And the first one we're going to talk about is Over the Top. This is a 4K, came from Cape Light. I got in and watched it immediately with my wife. I did a review of this you could check out. Phenomenal job here. Next up is one we actually watched on streaming. We watched on Angel Studios app, which is a pretty, if you like your inspirational movies, things like that, definitely check out Angel Studios. They put out, the content's really good. They got a lot of stuff out there. My wife and I loves true stories, stuff like that. And this one's called Lost on a Mountain in Maine. It was pretty good. It was, again, based on a true story about this kid goes into doing some hiking with his brother and dad and gets separated and gets lost for I forget how many days. Really good movie. I highly recommend checking it out. Okay, now let's talk about the animated movies we watch. We got a lot here. Again, I was watching, some days I was watching 3 a day because we've had the grandkids around for a while, so some days I wasn't able to watch some. And usually I'd watch them in the morning before the wife, because most of them she wasn't interested in watching. So most of my movie watching has been during the day while she's working. But let's start off with Planes from Disney. And of course, this is kind of a spin-off from Pixar's Cars. So this has nothing to do with Pixar. Disney did this on their own. And this is a really good movie. If you like the Cars movies, I think you would like this. Got a really good story. The animation's really good. A lot of fun, great characters. So yeah, I highly recommend checking this one out. Next one up is a Disney classic. I'll pop the picture up for you because I just got the plain old, the Blu-ray came along with the other Cinderella movies, and I don't like them all in one case, so I separated them, so I never got the replacement cover, so I stuck in a box, so that's why I just stick the picture up for you. But yeah, the original Cinderella, even after all this year, this is one of the classics that it aged well. I enjoyed it. Still a good movie. Now, next up is a Disney movie that, in my opinion, didn't age very well. Sleeping Beauty. I've come to realize some of these really old Disneys just don't cut it in today's time, especially for adults. I think the kids enjoy them more because I remember the previous month I did Snow White and the 7 Dwarfs, and bored me to death. And this one was about the same. I just did not enjoy this now. As an adult, some of these things just don't cut it anymore, and this is one of those. So I'll probably never watch this movie again unless the kids want to, but otherwise, no. Next up, we got another Disney classic, The Sword and the Stone. This one, I can't remember the last time I've watched this. Maybe VHS. So this was a good rewatch for me. Felt fresh and new. And I really, as an adult, I really did enjoy this. So really good one. This did age well. I like this movie. Next up, we've got Horton Hears a Who. This is actually a 20th Century Fox movie, animated by Blue Sky Studios, which you would know them from doing Ice Age movies. This is such a fun movie. This is a blast. I really enjoyed this one. So glad to rewatch that one. Next up is another Fox movie with Blue Sky Studios, Rio. I haven't watched it since I first got it. So again, it felt like it was fresh. I couldn't remember anything about it. Such a fun movie, great character, freaking blast. You'll laugh your ass off. If you haven't checked this out, I recommend doing so. Next up, we've got Disney Pixar, Elemental. This is one of the newer ones from Pixar. This is, when it comes to animation, if I have the Blu-ray, I won't get the 4K because you really don't see an upgrade. But since this was a new one to buy, we picked it up on 4K. The colors here are freaking phenomenal. And it's another one filled with great characters, got a great story. This definitely would be up there with one of my favorite Pixar movies. It is really good. Next up, we've got a Angry Birds movie. Another great movie. I remember playing the shit out of this game on, I think I had, what was it? I had a little pad, an ebook reader, but it didn't work as it was supposed to, so I ended up, was it the Nook? It might have been the Nook I had. And I had this, and I played the shit out of that. I freaking loved it. So when it came with the movie, I had to see it. I haven't watched the second one yet, but this is a great one. Laughed my ass off. And this is from a Sony and an animation company. We got Rovio, I think. Rovio. Really good animation, so definitely recommend checking that out. Next up, we've got another Disney Pixar, Lightyear. Really great movie, in my opinion. I've watched it a couple times now. And a lot of people gave this shit when it first came out because we didn't have Tim Allen doing the voice. I'm like, well, it's, at first it was something to complain about, but when you really think about it, the Toy Story movies were based on the character of the, original Buzz Lightyear. So it makes sense to have a different voice to it because the Toy Story movies were just toys. This is the actual movie that the toys are based on. So it does make sense to have a different voice, which we have Chris Evans doing the voice of Lightyear. But a fun movie, a lot of stuff you'll laugh your ass off, especially with the cat. Such a blast. I really enjoy this. Next up, we've got another Disney Pixar. I didn't put these in any order. It just happened to the way I just put them on just the way I put them in a stack here. But we've got The Good Dinosaur. Now, funny thing with this is before I ever watched the movie, our son has autism. We have to take him to a neurologist every so often to get checkups. Well, the doctor he sees in Wichita, it's funny that for the longest time, I'd say we took him like every 3 months or so. And it's like, I'd swear, every time we took him to the doctor, this was playing on the TV. So for like about 2 years, we've seen bits and pieces of the movie. And it wasn't until we finally bought it and we got to see the whole movie. And it is a good movie. I enjoy it. It's a lot of fun. The animation, phenomenal. Because of some of the deep, rich colors really leap off the screen. I would recommend getting the 4K here. Incredible. Next up, we've got a DVD. We got Quest for Camelot. I hadn't watched this in many years. This never got a Blu-ray release. I wish it would because as good as the upscaling is on this, definitely there's a lot of room for improvement. I would love to see an upgrade to Blu-ray. 4K would be pretty cool. Being a Warner Brothers release, I'm surprised it has not got it. But I had to buy this again because I went to watch this and the original DVD actually had a crack in it because the case it was in was one of those old shitty DVD cases where they're a bitch to get out, and that's probably how they get cracked. So I knew with the animated movies I was doing, I had to get it. So I bought me another copy. Glad I did. I freaking love this movie to this day. This might make my top 10. We'll have to wait and see. Next up, we've got another one from Fox Studios. Actually, it's from Blue Sky Studios again. Robots. Freaking phenomenal movie. Robin Williams voices one of the characters, so Robin Williams, you're in for a treat. And of course, his character is freaking nuts. Fun movie. I love this every time. Highly recommend watching this. Next up, we've got Open Season. This is one I have here on DVD. I never got the upgrade. And we got, oh, Martin Lawrence, Ashton Kutcher, Gary Sinise, Deborah Messing. So that's a freaking fun movie. And there are a couple of sequels. I haven't watched those. Of course, they had different people doing the voices. So at that point, I was like, I hate watching movies when they change up the actors who played the originals. So yeah, but open season, great classic here. Next up, we've got another Walt Disney movie. We've got Valiant. And actually, it's not animated by Disney. It's by a company called Vanguard Animation. And it all has to do with about, the real stories of using carrier pigeons and birds during the wars. So that's what this is all about. So definitely, if you've not seen this, I recommend getting this. This is a really good movie. Got some great characters, are funny, that'll make you laugh. Great for the kids, they like it as well. So Valiant, check this out. Next up, we've got Wallace and Gromit, The Curse of the Were-Rabbit. This just got a 4K upgrade. I never got the Blu-ray, just the DVD here. And this is one of those movies from Ardmore Animation, and they do a phenomenal job. They use stop motion animation, which I love that classic stuff. It's so time consuming, but this is a freaking blast to watch. The previous month I did Chicken Run, which was from Aardman. Did I say Aardmore? Did I say Aardman or Ardmore? But it's Aardman Animations. Get a little tongue-tied with some of this stuff, but yeah, great movie here. If you like that classic animation style, check this out. This is a freaking blast. Next up, we've got Titan AE. This, of course, comes from 20th Century Fox. This is probably one of my favorite animated movies of all time. I can't wait to do my top 10 list because this is definitely going to be high up there. This never got a Blu-ray. I would love to see a 4K of this. I'm being Fox, who knows? I would love to see this get licensed out. Being a type of movie, because this comes from Don Bluth, who originally worked with Disney. Then he went off and left Disney, didn't like the way things were going, and started his own animation company. He did Land Before Time. I think American Tail, I think, was his. And he did a lot of movies that are incredible. So this one of my favorites. I think I would love to see Criterion do this, or even Shout Factory, someone that would give it a proper treatment. I'd love to see this get like a big box treatment, in my opinion, because this is just one of those movies, especially with the animation style and with the upscale. And this, for a DVD, this looks freaking phenomenal. So I can't imagine what this would look like on a 4K. So yeah, I would love to see this get an upgrade. So there it is, Titan AE. If you don't have this in your collection, get this. Don't wait. You won't regret getting a DVD. You'll freaking love it. Next up is Monster House. This is a Sony picture. Now at the theaters, this was in 3D. And this is, in my opinion, I honestly hate the newer 3D movies because they just don't do it for me. It's like they don't add anything. I mean, for me, 3D is things popping out at me. And 3D movies now just don't do that. They give you a three-dimensional look, but it's like, well, it's the technology of, the high resolutions, you get that anyways. I mean, you could see a movie in 2D, it looks three-dimensional because of the resolution. So I miss old school 3D, things coming out of the screen at me. And this is one of those I saw in 3D, and seeing things roll out and jump, make you jump. I really miss that. The Blu-ray here doesn't have a 3D version, just a standard 2D. This is a great movie. It doesn't get talked about a lot. So I'm glad to watch. I've seen this maybe 3 or 4 times now. Definitely would rank up there with one of my favorites. It's a really fun movie. Got great story. This is definitely gear, I mean, it is kid friendly, but story wise, it's not what you call kid movies. It's kind of geared toward the adults. I mean, it is rated PG, so again, it is kid friendly, but it might be more too drama oriented for the kids. But yeah, Monster House, definitely one of my favorites. Next up, we've got Disney's Tangled. I haven't watched this for several years. This is a really good one. This is right after about the time Disney switched from hand-drawn to CGI. This is really good animation, really good story, fun characters. So I did have a lot of fun with this one, watching it again. Next up, we've got another Disney classic, Beauty and the Beast. This would definitely, I hate what they've done with making all these live action, but yeah, the original animated here, this would be one of my favorites, especially from Disney. I love it. Got the great characters. It has aged very well. And even as an adult, I freaking love this movie. So yeah, Beauty and the Beast, all-time classic. Now, next up is one that there's a sequel coming out to it. The Bad Guys. Fun movie. The characters in this is such a freaking blast. Now, this is a Sony movie. Oh no, this is a DreamWorks. Yeah, DreamWorks, Universal. This is a blast. I had such a fun, laugh my ass off through the whole thing. So I can't wait to see what they do with the sequel to this. Next up is a franchise. I freaking love these. We're going to start off with Despicable Me. And you got the main character, Gru, and he basically he adopts these 3 orphans to use them for his master plan because he plays an evil guy. And of course, the Minions. The Minions is what steal the show. And of course, they did the spin-off movies of those, which we won't get into that yet. But yeah, Despicable Me, freaking I love this. And then next up, we've got Despicable Me 2, which in my opinion, watching all these back to back, I actually enjoyed this one as much as the first one. But again, Minions steal the show. But even without the Minions, it would still be good. But yeah, the Minions are icing on a cake in my opinion. Next up, we have Despicable Me 3. Now, this one I thought was a good movie, but it kind of fell a little short of the first two. It was missing a little bit, so it wasn't as good. But the Minions, their story, they kept it together. But again, it was good, but not as good as the first two. And then to wrap it up, we get Despicable Me 4. This one I thought that came back really strong. I actually liked this one better than the third one. Had such a fun time with this one. Now, next up is an animated classic. This is an adult movie. This is actually rated R. So this is not kid friendly. We got Heavy Metal. This came out, oh crap, what year was this? I want to say 80, 79. I don't see a date on this. I can't remember. This thing is pretty damn old. And this is something I think I've seen it on VHS. I may have had the Laserdisc, I think. But I don't think I ever picked up the DVD or Blu-ray. I know DVD, I think they had this, from being Sony, it was a Superbit line. So when it came 4K, I definitely wanted to get it just for nostalgic, being a cult classic. And definitely this is not for everyone. Again, being an adult movie. This it's not a single movie. This is an anthology. It's got several stories making, kind of tied together. And when it started off, it was really weird. And you definitely have to keep an open mind. I did, once it was all done, it was like, yeah, I did appreciate it. Each segment was animated by a different way. So a different style. So every segment had a different style to it. So the first segment is very rough looking, but 4K, the colors, it looked really good. But this is not something I would watch often. It's going to be a long time before I watch this again, but it is good. I will keep this in my collection just for what it is. So if you're looking for something more adult oriented, some classic stuff, I would recommend checking this out. But again, keep an open mind. It's definitely different. So just keep that in mind if you want to check heavy metal out. Next up is another Disney classic, Atlantis, The Lost Empire. Now this is a set with the second one called Milo's Returned. I've never watched it. I just watched the first one. And this is really good. This is aged well. Even as an adult, I really enjoy watching this again. And I wouldn't be afraid to watch this anytime soon. It's, it's that good of a movie. Hilarious characters. And of course, I completely forgot Michael J. Fox actually did the voice of Milo. So if you've not seen this, give this one a whirl. This is really good. Definitely one of my favorite Disney movies. Next up is a movie I've had on various formats. It's one every time it comes out. Comes from Sony. So if you follow physical media, Sony has certain titles. Anytime a new format comes out, these titles will get released regardless. You got Fifth Element, Godzilla, Men in Black. Those, they get released every time you see a new format, and this is one of them. Final Fantasy: The Spiritual Sin, based on a video game. I never played the video games, but I love the movie. I always have, and this is the only one that I have. I think this is the only one I own that actually has what you call real CGI. They didn't go for animated styles. I mean, they went for realism, and this is phenomenal. You gotta think of how old this is. I can't remember what year this came out. This has been out for a long time now. So imagine if this was made today, what they could do with it. But yeah, this looks phenomenal. Plus, it also has a little gag reel, which is a blast. So yeah, Final Fantasy: Spiritual Sin, definitely one of my all-time favorite animated movies. Now, next up, see if I get the name right this time. I got the Early Man, another one from Aardman Animation. Phenomenal job here. Now, if you like Aardman Animations, you'll love this one. Great story. I've only watched this one time. I freaking love this. This is a blast. Basically, the story goes about the prehistoric man, how the game of soccer was actually invented. It's pretty comical. Basically, some of the themes of the movie kind of steals from other movies, especially Avatar. You got the early man settlement, prehistoric guys in the caveman village being surrounded, and the other they're trying to come in and drive them out because they want to mine the area. So a lot of that straight out of Avatar. But they learn, they find the history of their ancestors, how they developed the game of soccer or football in their terms. But yeah, Early Man, if you haven't seen this, I recommend checking this out. This is a freaking blast. Next up, we've got Epic. This is a movie that I don't hear too many people talking about. I'm not sure why. This is actually from Fox and Blue Sky Studios. But the animation is freaking phenomenal. If it's just being a Blu-ray, this will knock your socks off. The colors really leap off the screen here. Basically, the story follows this guy. He's kind of like a scientist and a bird watcher, and all of a sudden he realizes he has a theory of there's these miniature people that live in the woods and that are living, and everyone thinks he's crazy. And then, daughter shows up, and she actually gets shrunk down and with the people. So if you have not seen this, I recommend checking this out. This is a really good movie. And being Fox under Disney, I doubt we'll ever see another release of this. So definitely grab the Blu-ray here. It's going to knock your socks off. It looks freaking phenomenal. And the last animated movie to go over here is another Disney classic, Emperor's New Groove. Now, of course, this is packaged with a sequel called Kronk's New Groove, which I've never watched. But the original here is freaking phenomenal. Got some great voicing in it. And I haven't watched this in many years. And I just forgot how good it actually was. And I freaking laughed my ass off through this entire thing. So yeah, Emperor's New Groove, highly recommend checking that out. Okay, that being said, again, that was all my animated movies I watched in the month of July. Next up is, of course, my wife and I has been watching TV shows. And of course, the previous month we got started on the TV show Grimm. So at the beginning of July, we finished up season 4. And again, you can see I did custom covers for these. Did a whole matching set for all of them. Then we did season 5. And we finished off with season 6. 6 seasons to Grimm. One of my all-time favorite TV shows. If you've not seen it, I highly recommend watching this. This is incredible. Has some nice horror elements, sci-fi, cop show. It's got a little bit of everything. Has some good comedy elements to it. So Grimm, definitely an all-time classic. So after finish off Grimm, we decided on another kind of a sci-fi show. Was going to go back to Sleeping Beauty, but for some reason I got a box of movies missing somewhere, so we couldn't go back to that. So I picked up Eureka. I can't show here because they came in digipacks. I hate digipacks, so I took them out and put them in standard keep cases, so I don't have cover art for them. So I just had to throw up some artwork I got online here. So we did Eureka season 1. We did season 2. Right now we're into season 3. We'll probably be polishing that off this next week after we get back from our little trip. So that pretty much does it for everything I watched in the month of July. Total, I watched 30 animated movies. I watched 2 regular movies, one streaming and one was over the top, the other one. So I watched a total of 32 movies in the month of July. And of course, finished up Grimm and then started Eureka. So a pretty busy month again. It's a nice lengthy video here. Please comment below, let me know what you think of these. I like doing these monthly watch videos because a lot of these movies, I just can't do reviews of everything. So it's kind of nice to showcase some stuff that you may not know about. So I enjoy doing these videos so you can see a wide variety. So let me know what you think. What are some of the stuff that you watched this last month? Moving forward, I'm actually going to do animated again. Looking at my list, I've still got a good 20 to 30 animated movies I can still watch. So I don't want to leave anything out. So I'm going to continue that. Follow me on Instagram. So every time I watch any of the animated movies, I will be posting those so you can see what I'm watching. Hopefully I'll still be watching some other stuff thrown in as well. Small Soldier just came in, so we will be watching that next week. I'm really looking forward to that because I never got the Blu-ray. I had just the DVD, so going from the DVD to this 4K here, I'm really looking forward to jumping into that. So that pretty much does it. I hope you enjoyed this. Again, comment below on what you think. Check out my other videos on my channel. Like, subscribe, turn your bell notifications on, and we'll see you soon. Geek out.